So if you have been following me on the channel for a little while, you will know that I am a big proponent of treating music like it's an experiment, you know? If you treat each time that you sit down to write music as an experiment, I feel like it removes the pressure of expectation out of the equation. It replaces it with more of like a sense of curiosity. Like, hey, let's just try this. Let's see what happens. And maybe nothing will happen. And maybe nothing even good will happen, but that's okay because it's just an experiment, right? So here are a few things that I have done in the name of experimentation that have yielded some positive results for me. And I think if you follow these, they will do some good for you as well. So let's check them out. So one thing I've done to kind of spur a different perspective on, trying to write riffs or even just to look at the guitar is playing an instrument that you can't play, right? And in this case, it was a right-handed guitar because I am left-handed. And whenever I went over to a friend's house growing up, if they had a guitar, it would always be right-handed because the majority of people who play guitar are right-handed or they are left-handed and they learned how to play right-handed. I was not one of these people, but what's cool about it is that it forced me to look at the guitar in a completely different way, literally, because what I would have to do is actually, flip the guitar upside down and try to figure out a whole new way to play the instrument that's completely different from what I'm used to. And there was this one time I was visiting a friend up at the college that he went to, and I was in the dorm room and somebody had a right-handed guitar and I was bored. So I decided to try to start learning Wish You Were Here by Incubus, I think, because there was a usage of open strings in the main riff, I think, and for some reason I was trying to figure that out. And what was cool about that is that once I started looking at the guitar and figuring out the song, it made me see, shapes that I didn't really ever pay attention to before. And as a result, it got me to get more into exploring, my major third and my minor third dyad shapes, or major third, minor third interval shapes, whatever you want to call them. What's particularly interesting about this to me is that I never took the time to try to learn Wish You Were Here on a guitar like this, a guitar that was suited for my left hand. I think at the time it was because everything sounded so, mysterious and foreign to my ears as far as like the chord voicings or anything like that. I was just kind of like, I have no idea what's going on there. My ear wasn't really tuned to what was going on. I couldn't figure it out using the conventional fingerings that I knew and that, I was comfortable with. So in flipping the guitar upside down and just kind of looking at it from a different perspective, I was somehow able to figure it out. And as a result, heard these different kinds of voicings and then learned to apply them back onto this instrument. Right? And in doing so, it just opened up some more ideas and opened up a different level to my playing, all just by kind of changing my whole perspective on an instrument. So this whole thing can be kind of filed under, get out of your comfort zone on a technical level, right? If you are a guitar player, try to hop on bass if that's not your main instrument. Try to see if you can get something out of the bass guitar. Or, if you don't sing normally, try to sing something. Try to create something vocally. I can't play piano to save my life, but I still try to write melodies from it because I know that I'm limited in my technical ability. And yet, I consider that a really good thing because then it'll just force me to focus on one particular area on the instrument. So it'd be like, okay, let's just try to, play this constant root note over here and then see if you can figure out something simple with this hand that sounds good to you, Like, think of it like that. So another thing that I recommend experimenting with is taking a handful of chords out of any given key signature. It could be whatever, and it could be as many chords as you want, really, but just for simplicity's sake, let's just say 3. And we're gonna take one note from each chord and try to string a melody together. So I have decided on the key of C sharp minor, and the chords in particular are going to be C sharp minor, right? The E major, and F sharp minor. C sharp minor is made up of C sharp, E, and G sharp. E major is made up of E, G sharp, and B. And F sharp minor is made up of F sharp, C sharp, and A. So if we took, one note from each of these chords, let's try E for C sharp minor. And then maybe B. We'll take the B from E major. And then C sharp from the F sharp minor chord. So that would leave us with E, B, and there we have it. So it's like, take that, apply it to me, ni, ni, me, ni, ni, me, ni, ni, me, ni, ni, do, 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 do. Right? Sounds good over each chord because it's made up of notes from all of these chords. It's all within the same key, but you can explore with different combinations of this, right? So using C sharp minor, E major, and F sharp minor still as our base of stringing this new melody together, let's take the fifth of C sharp minor, so the G sharp. Let's put it together with the fifth of E, which is going to be B. And then finally for F sharp minor, why don't we just use the root note, so F sharp. So in other words, the whole melody is going to be G sharp, B, then F sharp. So it is going to sound like this. So we got. I don't know what I'm actually singing right now, but hopefully you get the idea. So. And then that can lead into other places, right? So this is just 2 out of 3 note choices that you can pick from each chord, right? So hopefully this gives you some ideas to kind of, capitalize on. So a few months back, I put out a video called 3 Ways to Beat Writer's Block, and in it, I wrote a riff using only 3 notes. Here's the riff. So as you can see, it's all revolving around the root note of B, but what if we were to take this riff and change up the order that these notes occur in, right? So that's what I want to do, is just explore this riff, but starting from a different note each time. So we start with the root note of B, that's what we're treating as the root note. We go up an octave, and then F sharp, and then there's our A. And then from A, go to the octave, and then finally landing on the third. So it goes root, octave, third, seventh, seventh, third. Now, what if we change up the order of the notes? Let's hear how that sounds. So we could start on the third instead of the root note. Go to the root, octave, back to the third, and then seventh. So recycling the rhythm of the previous riff. So there's one way to look at it. So next one, I'm starting on A. I'm starting on the seventh. So it sounds like this. And then I decided to take it down the neck just to kind of change the way it's going to sound as far as the tone goes, using more open strings. So we have. Right, and again, you can explore different ways of doing this. The only trick I'm using right now is just single notes. I'm not really doing much sliding or bending or anything like that. So just one little, thing that you can try out just to change your perspective on, maybe a riff that you're writing that you're stuck on. And, it can help just kind of get you out of that mental quicksand, whatever you want to call it, and just see things in a new light and hopefully prompt you onto something different, something new. So hopefully that helps. So that does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this gives you at least a couple of things to try out. And if you do, be sure to leave me a comment and just let me know what results you got. And if you're interested in delving a little bit deeper into songwriting, I've put together a video series showing you 3 ways to quickly create variety when writing riffs specifically. It is free, and it's just my gift to you as a way of saying thanks for stopping by and supporting the channel. It means a lot. So if you're interested, you can find the link to that in the description below. Thank you again.